Hey, it's been a few days since I've done this, so I thought I would give a slight update. We are doing well, Osher and I. This is not Osher's YouTube. This one's mine. But I wanted to do it on here because of some things I'm going to say. But for those who don't know, Osher is my service dog in training. This is he. He is a standard poodle that's going to be on the smaller side. He is extremely intelligent, and of course I'm very partial, but he has proven himself, and he's only 4.5 months old. He has proven himself that he is going to be really good at what we're doing. So what I wanted to say is you may be getting some confusion about some of my messages I'm posting. I'm not against black people at all. I'm not. I know the white woman's speaking it, so, kind of thing. But I'm really not. What I'm against is violence. I'm against the way it's being done. I'm against the message that there only seems to be one message. It doesn't seem to be a message that is inclusive of everybody. It's not a message of unity. It's a message of division and separation. So many people were raised knowing the Bible. And I have to take it to there. I don't care what the color of my skin is. I have to take it there. People, black people, white people, brown people, yellow people, orange people, have made mistakes. They've taken the Bible and they've twisted it to their own agendas in many things, not just slavery, but many things. And I mean, spousal abuse. How many men do you know in church think that it's okay to abuse their wives because he owns her body? Children abuse. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Gets carried over into abuse. Even though I don't see that there's a problem with spanking a child when it's used appropriately. But I don't think it has to be used every single time you get onto the kid either. I think there has to be taught discipline. But my whole point in saying all of this is it's really, really been on me about how it's growing uncomfortable to talk to the people that I've talked to, because I feel like I gotta watch all my P's and Q's now, and it's not two sisters talking. I have to weigh everything I say because it's not two sisters talking. It's not just two women having a conversation. Now I have to make sure everything I say is not some sort of put down or something that they're going to be looking for something. I posted the Aunt Jemimah thing. I think it's horrible that she's being removed as a symbol on one hand, because I grew up as a little white girl just loving Aunt Jemimah. I played with her bottle that was shaped like a woman. I played with it. I remember talking to it. I thought Aunt Jemimah was the best thing in the face of this earth. There was no slavery involved with how I felt about her. There's not a lot of good memories in my life. But I can remember her sitting on the table And there was something good about Aunt Jemimah for me. Now, I understand that maybe that one article I posted, I have problems with some concentration after the last couple of years. And so I really thought I had read the entire article, but someone very lovingly pointed out I may not have read the whole entire article. And I realized that maybe her beginning, being a syrup, was not what I thought it was not what I thought I was getting from the article. And I was ready to defend Aunt Jemimah. Y'all wasn't taking my Aunt Jemimah from me, because that wasn't done for that. That's what I got out of that. It wasn't done to put her down. It was done as a compliment. Well, I get that even underhanded compliments can be bad. I do get that. I just wish that there was a way that the good things about our history could be left alone, even though it may not entirely be good for someone else. Because to me, Aunt Jemimah made an impact in my life. I could nearly cry over a bottle of syrup, okay? That's how I feel about Aunt Jemimah. I'm trying hard not to cry. So, and if you know me, I cry over everything. But I'm about to cry over a bottle of syrup. Pancake syrup. All I know is I had the opportunity this week to be a part of praying with a beautiful, beautiful woman of color. And she was the only one there. The rest of us was white. And it has struck me so hard, in a good way, of how beautiful it was. Not because I've never done it before, because I have. I was raised in churches with mixed colors, and I went to black churches and Holy Road with them as a kid. It's always been a part of my life. And even though I know some of my family was racist, me didn't get that message. I didn't get that message. I didn't get that we were different. I didn't get that I had to look at someone else different. I look back and I see maybe I should have, because of the things going around me, but I didn't. And I didn't see the difference in the way everybody was treated. I didn't see it as a child. I've seen it as an adult, but as a child I honestly didn't see it. And all I know is it feels like everything that I have seen as good is being called bad. And I struggle with that. And I don't know what to do about it. And being a white woman that'll talk, and by the way, I have said I was a white Medea a few times. But being a white woman who will say what she's got to say, because I feel like it's my right to say what I got to say, as long as I'm not trying to tear you down, and I'm not. I'm just trying to say it is confusing for me to a certain extent, because I'm like, where's the giving of mercy? Because what happened 100 years ago, I didn't do. I know things still go on. I do know that. Please don't even say that to me, because I do know things still go on. You know, I don't think about all those things. And where's the mercy for me? Where's the, just because I'm a white woman that if I'm with my black friends, I don't think about how one of them can be harmed because they've never been harmed around me. So there's confusion. And I'm sure that there's some confusion on some other people that are not people of color. And I hate that term because I've got a color. I'm not Snow White. I've got a color. I can say Caucasian a little bit better, but white is just not my color. Okay? So, you know, I'm having issues too. And I know that my issues are not any bigger than everybody else's. But I'd like to voice mine too in a peaceful way. I'd like to say, you know, just because you tear down statues doesn't change what happened. Just because you try to erase history, which I love, the good and the bad, and trust me, there's a lot of bad history. And it doesn't just involve America or slavery, but there's a lot of bad history. But I love reading about that history. Because when we know about that history, we don't repeat that history. We learn from that history. We know how to do things differently. When we look at the writings of people who lived those lives and how they talk about things, we learn from those things. But if we erase it all, if we ban the books, which has been done more than one time for different reasons, if we ban the books, if we ban the history, we're losing. We're not gaining. We're not doing anything good for ourselves. We're trying to wipe out truth. And the Bible says truth will set you free. So how can I support something that is wiping out something that is going to come to a point that we're going to realize we have completely harmed ourselves by getting rid of it? We have. You can't get rid of it. It's there. We have to take what we have now and build from it. I was abused. All this stuff happened to me. I can't erase it. Give me something to go erase it with and I'll erase it. But I can't. There's nothing there. I can tear down the house I lived in. I can burn down the fields I played in. I can do all that stuff. It's not going to change what happened. Not going to change what happened. Give me something to erase my past and I'll erase it. That's effective. That'll actually do it. But there's nothing there. Most of my life I have been told that all the abuse that I went through would make me who I am. So here's what I've got to say. What are you allowing all of this to make you into? Hard-hearted? Demanding? What good is this doing anybody for us to be at each other's throat and tearing each other down over the color of your skin? My skin. Your skin. What are we doing? We're not acting like people that believe in a living God. We're not acting like people that have been taught anything about our Messiah. We're not acting like anybody that could be respected. Okay? I married a man who was abused, and he wanted to tear everybody around him down to make himself feel better. And that's what's happening in America. This is tear everything down, tear everybody down, so that we feel better. And let me tell you something. All it is chaos and destruction. It's not accomplishing anything good. I have to voice this. I may lose every friend I have. Everybody may completely stop listening to me. They may completely jump me. They may do whatever they want to do. But this is my life that I have to live and that I have to face. And it's my God, my Father, that I have to face. And I have to stand for what He says is right, no matter the consequences. My youngest son has said more than once, they go to shooting people of believers, I'll be one of the first ones, because I can't shut up. I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about right and wrong. I'm going to talk about what our Father wants from us. But I just wanted to throw this all out to y'all, because what I see is we're tiptoeing around the real issue. And the real issue isn't what happened 100 years ago, or even what's happening with a few here and there. I'm not belittling anything that's actually happening. I'm not making it less. I'm saying this isn't the way to fix it. I'm saying hurting each other is not the way to fix it. I'm saying our Messiah said to turn the other cheek. And I'm saying that in the last 2.5, 2 3/4 of a year, I have found out I don't know always how to turn the other cheek. And so I know it can be impossible to think of doing those things. It's hard. But somehow there has to be mercy and grace. And we have to love even those we see as our enemies. Because that's what we're told in the Bible. And we have to obey our Father and His rules, His laws, His things that He says from Genesis to Revelation for things to be good. And they're not good right now, trying to do it man's way. Really have it in my heart. We're messing up, and we're messing up in a big way. Things has got to happen for the end of the world. I understand that. I don't need anybody to tell me that. But my heart hurts. My heart hurts for many reasons. I'm seeing children turn against their parents. I'm a parent. Children are turning against her. So I'm seeing that. I'm seeing brothers and sisters fight each other. I'm seeing all these things. And it breaks my heart. It totally breaks my heart. But what do you do about it? You speak up. You pray. You do those things. What are you going to do about it? Because I can't do it on my own. And what is happening isn't working. It's not going to come to anything good. Somebody today called it a civil rights movement. It's not a civil rights movement. A civil rights movement involves civility. You can't demand civil rights when you can't even act with civility. That's like an oxymoron. So, it just... This white woman may have just offended every black person who ever sees this. Maybe even offended a few white people. But I know I've spoken the truth. Whether you want to hear it or accept it or believe it or not, I know I spoke the truth. The truth isn't easy. The truth isn't always easy to swallow. I sit here, there's a park in front of me, and I'm watching people of mixed colors, different shades, from the darkest to the lightest, and they're all out there playing in that park, but yet they're hurting each other and destroying each other in other places. It makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me at all. I did not intend to talk for nearly 20 minutes, but you get what you get sometimes, and I am what you see. I pray Yahuwah, oh God, blesses each one of you. I pray He smiles upon your face.